All right. So I kind of been putting off this particular video for a while, but I need to get it out because I think that a lot is building up in my mind and it is not allowing me to do some of the things in the physical. So I wanted to talk about a dream that I had a number of months ago. I've talked to a few people, but this one doesn't seem to go away. So I wanted to put it out here to get it out of my mind. Maybe it is supposed to be seen by everybody. But I was having a dream where I was walking through a neighborhood and I was walking up to a T intersection where it went left and right, and across the street were a couple of houses, and beyond that was like a pretty good sized body of water. When I kind of heard some noise behind me, and I looked back, and it looked like not like a flood, but I don't know if you've ever seen any of the videos of those flash floods that they have where when the water's coming down, it's not necessarily water, it's a whole bunch of rocks and debris and everything else is kind of coming at you. But when I was looking back, this wall of rocks and debris was huge. I mean, it had to be probably 50 feet tall. Everything was kind of coming, but it wasn't coming so fast that I wasn't able to get away from it, but it was definitely coming. So I decided I was going to kind of make it across the street, go to the houses, warn the people that it was coming. When I crossed the street, I saw that a hole had opened up over, say, on the left hand side of the road. And it was a very large hole, and everything started funneling down into that hole versus coming right at me. And I saw that it was going to push the dirt and all of the basically what all the houses that were across the street next to the water, it was going to push that down onto the water area. So as I ran across the street into the yard, I knew that nobody was in the house. So I went to the backyard, and then there was a cliff. On the edge of the cliff were a couple of different trees. And looking down, there seemed to be like some land down there that had like grass. And there was specifically, there were 12 people down there and blueberry bushes. So they were picking blueberries and kind of walking around and whatnot. So I started yelling, and they said, "Oh, we can't hear you. Come on down." So I looked over, and I'm not super fond of heights, but this cliff, probably 150 feet tall, but it had three distinct layers on it. The trees that were growing next to the cliff had their roots hanging down, kind of like on the movies, where I was thinking, oh man, I'm going to have to climb down this hill or climb down this cliff. So I went over to the tree, um, and from just a little bit of a step back, I'm kind of seeing this from a third person perspective, kind of seeing it above myself, looking at how I'm going to get down this thing. But when I went to actually grab the roots, I came into a first person perspective where I was having to hold onto the roots and work my way down this cliff, which I wasn't too happy about, not being super fond of heights. So I worked my way down the cliff, knowing that all of those rocks and whatnot were going to push this cliff down onto the field in the probably near future. So I went out. I finally did make it down. That was kind of stressful. I felt it. And then I came back into a third party or third person perspective where I was kind of seeing myself. And I went up to the people, and they were kind of around. And I said, "Look, there's a big flood coming, and this wall of dirt is going to come down." So for the most part, most of the people did not respond to me. I looked out beyond the field, and there was a pier that had a boat on it, had a bunch of stuff on the boat, but there was a boat that was pretty good size, and I said, "We need to get to that boat so we can get out in the water so we can get away from the dirt when it comes down. I think this thing's going to fall." So as I was talking to the people, most of them didn't respond, but three of them immediately just went up and went out towards the boat. And there was one lady in particular that I was talking to, and I said, "Look, we need to get away from here. The people seem to listen to you. We need to go." And she said, "Oh no, everything's fine. Just pick some blueberries. It's really nice out today." So I was thinking, this is really odd, but and she was trying to talk me into staying and picking the blueberries out there with her. But I said, no, we can't do that. So I ended up having to make the decision that I'm just going to leave them. And if they don't listen, they don't listen. So I hurried out through the field, went out to the pier and got on the boat. And the three people that were on the boat, I really didn't talk to them, but we fired up the boat, cast away, and then went out into the water. It was a fairly large body of water. I'd say a very large lake because you really couldn't see anything on the other side. So we went out a good ways and then we stopped and we were looking back at the field and the cliff and the houses up on the cliff, and it started to fall and it fell and it just covered all everything. It covered the people, the bushes, the field, everything. Everything got collapsed. And then the dirt itself hit the water and it started bringing a pretty good sized wave towards us. But by the time it got to us as far out as we were, it really didn't affect our boat. So that dream kind of was startling because I watched the dirt cover these people and I had tried to warn them. So I'm trying to get like I guess I make a few things out of this particular dream, but maybe you can say what do you get out of it. But I was thinking that no matter if I did know something and was telling people what to do, that not everybody was going to listen is kind of what I'm getting out of it. But knowing that something is coming, knowing what's going to happen doesn't, I mean, maybe it isn't for everyone. The couple of people will follow, but not everybody's going to follow. And uh, that you just have to go and live your, live your life the best that you can, I guess. And I just have to get this. I had to get this dream out of here because I feel like it's cluttering in my mind, and I have a whole lot more that I need to put out because something else larger is coming along, and I need to be able to put that out as well. So I've been behind in putting out a little bit of this information, but hopefully this getting put out to everyone will maybe make you think, um, or at least get it out of my mind. And who knows where it'll go. So I have another dream that will be coming up in a moment, and I think clearing it out will kind of explain a lot of the information that I've been getting lately that just is clouding everything. So I hope you have a great day, and let me know what you think or whatever. So have a good one.